In the words of John M. Richardson Jr., 2011, when it comes to the future, there are three kinds of people: those who let it happen, those who make it happen, and those who wonder what happened. Para 1. Given the current reforms in teacher evaluations and accountability, education itself has become the third person. Now, left wondering what happened and where we went wrong, we must face the difficult decisions ahead of us. As an elementary education major, I spend much time inside the local elementary schools near my home. Upon my most recent visits, I began noticing more and more ramifications due to schools' inability to meet state regulations, including the failure to meet AYP. AYP, or Annual Yearly Progress, allows states to measure and regulate school achievement goals within an appropriate time frame. Eventually, I noticed a committee composed of experienced teachers and administrators was created to propose new ideas for teacher evaluations. I later found this to be in response to Obama's Race to the Top plan. Having a personal connection to the issue of teacher evaluations, I felt this project was a perfect opportunity for me to explore this issue further and learn more about what is projected for its future. The best way to understand the entirety of the matter is to start with where our system of evaluations began failing. Traditionally, teachers' evaluations have been based on teacher behaviors, routines, and lesson plan submissions rather than student engagement or performance. According to Marian Larson's analysis of teacher evaluation policy and trends, evidence of teacher performance included things such as course syllabi, lesson plans, student records, and in some cases, parent and student surveys. Larson, 2005, page 296. For this reason, it has become clear to me how poor quality teachers have been slipping through the cracks. With poor quality teachers in our schools, students are showing greater rates of low achievement, creating frustration among teachers who must make up for what is being lost. Secretary of Education Arne Duncan expands on this idea, noting, "Our system of teacher evaluations frustrates teachers who feel that their good work goes unrecognized and ignores other teachers who would benefit from additional support." The New Teacher Project, 2011, page 47. According to the New Teacher Project 2011, most evaluations rate all teachers good or great and leave little useful information. Page 47. I personally see the benefit of providing a more descriptive criteria, but it is how and what kinds of criteria to include that state agencies are now struggling over. Essentially, our lack of a well-designed evaluation system and low teacher quality is producing harmful outcomes on students' education. President Obama addressed this terrifying fact during his presidential address regarding No Child Left Behind flexibility, stating, "Our students are sliding against their peers around the globe." U.S. Department of Education, 2011, para 6. To put this in perspective how low the U.S. has fallen in terms of education, U.S. students were outperformed in mathematics by students in 20 of the other 28 industrial countries. Joe, 2011, page 2. With these pitfalls of our system's evaluation identified, the next question facing state agencies and administrators is how to restructure teacher evaluations to help teachers reach their potential and recognize effective versus ineffective teaching. This became the inspiration for Obama's debated Race to the Top plan, taken into effect this 2011 to 2012 school year. This plan intends to improve students' academic achievement by offering waivers to dismiss No Child Left Behind mandates that have since been stifling reform. Part of this plan requires a collaborative effort between governors and school districts to show what Obama referred to as innovative plans to improve teacher quality, while also providing a commitment on their part to make the changes that are necessary so that we can see the actual benefit. Obama, 2011, para 11. This is a new way to approach a nationwide problem. Now, teachers, administrators, state agencies, and governors are all playing a collaborative role in the development of new teacher evaluation systems. But just how are school districts responding to these new roles and responsibilities? I found Dr. Jerry West, our superintendent of Maryland Public Schools, agreed with Obama's reforms, concluding, "Everyone has to be personally committed to the ideals being sought and not merely comply with an edict from the central office." Education World 2011, para 18. Although I still remain speculative about the success of Obama's plan, I must agree it's a step in the right direction. So far, as of November 14th, 16 states applied for No Child Left Behind waivers, indicating they have undertaken the daunting task of restructuring teacher evaluations, and have come to agree on key components to be included in the new reforms. Among these collaborative efforts, it is worthwhile to recognize the agreed-upon components that may potentially appear in the future. The first addresses the primary issue of including evaluations in such matters as pay and hiring. According to the New Teacher Project 2011, the goal here is not to increase teachers' effort or penalize struggling teachers, but to make teaching a fulfilling career that talented people aspire to enter and master. Page 49. I would also come to argue that student achievement would increase with these incentives as well. Once again, evaluated criterion must be clear and communicated. However, because school districts are proposing their own evaluation plans, it leaves a potential risk for setting the realm of inefficiency too low. It seems some schools would rather have lower expectations in order to appear as if they are performing at high standards. In addition, this would also give reason to avoid state intervention and repercussions regarding teacher underperformance. One of the many controversial components is including that of student achievement. Although this would be able to take into account the degree of student learning, it also leaves room for potential risks. Some students of student achievement are more reliable and valid than others. School districts would have to ensure that the assessments included in teacher evaluations are an accurate portrayal of students' achievement. As evaluations are holding teachers more accountable, Larson points out how teachers tend to be less creative and engage in fewer risk-taking teaching practices and activities when they know they are being evaluated for summative purposes. Larson, 2005, page 298. In the end, teachers have proposed new components to be included in teacher evaluations, but the restructuring of the system is still imperfect, as teachers, state agencies, and Obama's plan continue to collaborate for a solution. Although it seems education is moving in the right direction, the system regarding teacher evaluations is still uncertain. As Obama indicated, we've got to be thinking a little bit ahead and start making the tough decisions now to make sure that our schools are working the way they need to work. Obama, 2011, para 7, For Our Future.